Hi everyone, it's Danielle. I hope you've all been doing well. I wanted to have a kind of a quick discussion, I guess. And discussion meaning, I guess I'll kind of talk in this video and feel free to comment on your thoughts on this topic. But basically, I was curious, what people think about review videos. I know I don't do too many official review videos on games. I do share my opinions and thoughts about components and gameplay during playthroughs sometimes, or even in the unboxings. But yeah, I really don't have designated videos to discuss those types of thoughts. And I think it's probably for a few reasons. And one being that I'm a bit of a people pleaser. So I really don't love being too critical. I'm just naturally very optimistic and positive when it comes to providing feedback on people's work. And obviously that includes, components, design elements, art, game mechanics, just overall gameplay of how a game works. And all of that combined, I think, yeah, I may have some strong opinions one way or the other, but it's hard for me to voice it and not feel like I might be hurting someone's feelings, because we all know how challenging it can be to bring a board game from an idea to an actual, real life product that people spend their hard earned money on. And so I do find it a little awkward for me to be critical about certain things. Although, again, I have said negative or more critical uh, things about games during my playthroughs, maybe things that don't make sense to me, um, things that could be more streamlined, things I'm forgetting if uh, if there was just like a reference card in the game, things like that. Um, but I would say one big reason that I don't really love doing the review videos is because I just feel like, who am I to come in and say something's not good? I'm not an expert in game design or any type of design related to board games. I just play them, right? And so I know if I'm having fun or if I'm not having fun. So it's just, I don't know. I find it interesting to put out videos where I just have a kind of like a statement, I guess, of my opinions about a game. I'm definitely more comfortable talking about games in a comment or in a direct reply to somebody, whether or not I like a certain game and why. But posting a video and kind of just, I don't even know if shaming is the right word, because that's really not the intention of criticism, right? Of a review. But I think that's kind of my emotional like reaction to saying anything that's not positive about a game might hurt somebody's feelings, and I just don't want to do that. But I know on the flip side that, as a person, I am, obligated to my own opinions. And of course, when someone watches my videos, they don't have to agree. And nothing I say is fact, it is simply an opinion. It's a thought that I had. So I'm trying to get my head around that and hopefully be more comfortable in doing review videos on my channel. So we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely also, not even just, hurting people's feelings. Like I said earlier, I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be an expert in any area of board gaming. I'm simply a board game player. I simply have fun playing solo board games, and that is really all there is to it. I don't want people to take anything I say as fact or as a means of, oh, I shouldn't buy that game because she said this or that. I really think if you have the means to buy every game you want to try, or access to those games, give it a try. Whether or not 100,000 people say they don't like it, you might actually like it. So I mean, as far as review videos go, like, you could take it with a grain of salt, although it is interesting to hear the thoughts of people that enjoy the games you enjoy. So if you have found those people, obviously their opinions might matter a little bit more to you. But definitely, everyone has their own, taste. A game might surprise you, or a game might not surprise you. It might fall exactly where you think it would on your top five, So I think when it comes to a review video, I also don't know if I want to come across as like an expert, because I'm not. And I don't want to pretend to be one, because I simply am not. Yeah. So other reasons why it's hard for me to do review videos is because of current events. And for me, I'm not always up to date on some of the so-called drama of the board gaming industry, publishers, issues with game designers, issues with fulfillment of the Kickstarters. There could be instances where I buy the game from retail and then people still haven't gotten it because, some delays from the Kickstarter, unfortunately delayed the shipping. And, I feel like sometimes I'm out of the loop on those things. I don't always, read all the blogs and the forums. I don't have time to do that. And so if I were to do a review video, I might, say something that I'm not aware of, and it might contradict something that's happening in the real world, in this industry. So it's also, a little bit of a risk there where I might position myself in a way that's not intentional, but if someone has knowledge of what might be happening, in the board game industry, it might, paint me in a light that I would prefer not to be. Although I don't expect everybody to like me as a person, which is completely fine. But if there's any way for me to be um, transparent about it, is that I don't know everything that goes on in this hobby. And I also worry if I were to do review videos and I, say something or in support of a designer that is now suddenly like being, I guess, chastised for something they've done or said that was, horrific, something like that, I would just feel terrible about it. And it would just, be very, I don't know, just very disappointing on my end that I would have shown support for potentially a person that has, maybe hurt people in a certain way. So that's something I'm kind of like cautious about when I do review videos, specific to publishers or, the people behind the games, especially. And even just the historic aspects of some games that, exist, sometimes it could be offensive to certain cultures or backgrounds. So, being mindful to that, I feel like there's a lot of sensitivities around the things I say or could say about games. And I'm worried I might, accidentally hurt somebody's feelings, whether, it's just a designer, a publisher, or even just a board game player in general. And then, I mean, really the last reason why I don't do reviews is, I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but sometimes I like a game and sometimes I don't, and then I play it again and I love it. And so I really can't say that my mind won't change when it comes to recommending a game or not recommending a game. For whatever reason, I think it has a lot to do with my mindset and maybe the other games I'm playing before and after those games I've played. So like for instance, if I play One Deck Galaxy before I played One Deck Dungeon, I probably would have said I love One Deck Galaxy. The dice rolling, and all the components is beautiful. But we all know it's a little bit more complex than One Deck Dungeon. So if I rave all about One Deck Galaxy and I say, yeah, it's my top 5 game, but then, 2 weeks later I play One Deck Dungeon, I'm like, wait, in comparison, One Deck Galaxy isn't that great compared to this. And so it's just, I feel like there's a lot of context between my personal review about a game. Whether or not I like a game has a lot to do with the game I played before it and after. And so it's not really just like looking at the game. And even if I were to try to ignore the games I've played before and after that, I feel like there's just still some outside factors. And I guess I could focus more on the actual components, the actual state of the game versus, how I feel about the game. But I am very driven by my like emotions towards a game and when I have fun and when I want to play a game again kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I think overall review videos are fun. I watch them all the time. I consume all that content. It's just I don't entirely feel 100% comfortable doing it, but I'm willing to give it a try in the new year. I've told myself I'll give it a try. If it doesn't work out, I could always, unlist the videos and, keep it to myself. And if it works out, it works out. So I'd be curious what your opinions are. Are you interested in review videos? Is there already too much, reviews out there? Do you prefer just unboxings or even just playthroughs and tutorials? Um, I would love to hear your thoughts and maybe how you would go about reviews. I do have a bit of a template on how I want to set up a review video. So specifically talking about components, the gameplay mechanics, playing solo, playing multiplayer if I do play a game that way, and replayability. So there's a lot of factors I'd like to touch upon in my review videos. But open to your thoughts on what you're interested in hearing, or some of the do's and don'ts that you've seen as a content creator, or just a consumer yourself. Um, but yeah, this was just kind of a little topic I had in mind to talk about with you all, and I hope, again, that you guys are all, safe, warm, healthy, all of that. It's kind of chilly here in Jersey. No snow yet this winter, but anticipating it. All right, well, I'll end this video here, and as always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys next time.